Okay, say it again. I know. Come on, please don't. Hey, don't. Okay, look at him. Look at him. Son, you're so strong.
What's the deal, my people? You know it is the Don Tony Teflon, and our favorite show is back from Season 3, Episode 1. This is the Easter egg breakdown and review / recap. I'm gonna go over everything that we've seen in this first episode, and believe you me, it was a doozy. 100% 9 out of 10 first episode. I can't wait to talk about it, so let's just do this. It's been this show pattern to pick up exactly where they left off, and last time we started in from, we seen Tabitha all the way out in the real world. And yes, she is in the real world. She is in Camden, Maine. The doctor wants to run some tests on her, but then the nurse practitioner comes in there and says the cops are on the way. Tabitha's like, why are the cops on their way? And she tries to tell her this is just standard procedure. We want to just make sure everything is good with you. But when Tabitha hears this news, she knows she can't stick around. So Tabitha then decides that she has to break out of this place. This is something that I told you was going to happen if you followed any of my previews, that Tabitha would be confronted by the cops. And the only way for her not to be confronted by the cops was if she escaped out of this hospital. And we do see her do exactly that. She escapes out of this hospital by taking the elevator. And when she gets outside, she does see the cops arriving. So she just got out of there in the nick of time. After that, we see a scene that we did see in the trailer, and some people thought it was real, some people thought it was fake, but that was Tabitha, while outside in this real world, does see the boy in white. The boy in white actually waves at her. I don't know if this is a different actor or this kid just got old all of a sudden, but he's definitely older than he was last time I seen him. Well, Tabitha follows the boy in white into this cafe, and when she goes inside the cafe and she touches the boy in white, all of a sudden when she looks at it, it's not the boy in white. So is the boy in white just in her head? Did she really see the boy in white, or is he just playing mind tricks with her as of this point? Unable to decipher that, we'll have to keep it going. After this, we see the return of Father Kotri, and he's talking to Boyd and trying to explain to Boyd about the famine crisis, about the weather changes. And Boyd then says something crazy. He says that he doesn't believe that Father Kotri is real because his wife, when he seen her, he knew that wasn't her. So he's like, who are you and what are you? And Father Kotri answers, well, that's entirely up to you. Ethan then runs away, and when he does, Jim and T. Chen find him. He is looking for his mother, and Julie tells him it's not his fault. She's clearly going through trauma over what happened to her last season. This gives Jim the plan that he has to go out there and find his wife because his kids need their mother. So Jim's plan is to go out there into the woods, but Boyd has a better idea for him and doesn't want him to go out there. Kenny can't allow him to go out there by himself, so he agrees to go out there with him. Fatima's pregnancy is getting to her. We see her throwing up inside of the bathroom, and this girl that is harassing her, I've never seen her before, but she does have the same shirt as the girl we see later in the trailer that's getting some type of injury to her body. So I don't know how's it gonna end up for this girl, but it definitely looks like the same shirt of the girl who has that injury later on inside of that trailer. We see Ellis trying to console Fatima and trying to work things out with her, like he doesn't know exactly what's going on. Elgin still hasn't slept, and that's a big problem. After that, we return to Boyd, and he explains the plan that he did with Sarah, that there is a place out there they can chill at, and if they go towards the spider webs, that would lead them towards the lighthouse, and that would lead them towards the bottle tree. That's what he's trying to get to see if Tabitha's dead. I think he really wants to know, Jim, is she dead? Is she alive? And if she is dead, they expect to find her body out there. Boyd then goes in to see what's going on with Jade after something gets thrown through the window, and Jade is laying underneath all these strings trying to figure out that code. Now, it seems that this looks like some type of string theory to me, and that's maybe where they're going with this whole thing with Jade. After this, we see Tabitha in the real world, and what does she do? She calls her mother, and as she speaks to her mother, we can hear that her mother has a heavy accent. I know there has been rumors that Tabitha is the daughter of Eloise, which I never believed, but I think this squashes that rumor, squashes that theory, and that's not the way it's going to be. We then see Christy talking to Kenny, and when I seen this scene for the first time, I knew right here Tin Shan was in trouble. The fact, the way she was acting, saying I can't lose you too, this seems really weird to me, and I knew something was going to happen. Ethan's playing with a puzzle, and to me this looks like the exact place that Tabitha is at, that Ethan is building the puzzle to. That's what I believe is going on here. After that, we see Jim. He's saying goodbye to his boy, and then he says goodbye to his daughter. His daughter isn't really talking to him, but she does show him a little bit of love before he goes. Boyd tells them to be safe out there, and that's when we see them take off to go out into these woods. I didn't know if this was going to happen this early, but it sure did. After this, Boyd gets told by Ellis that he needs to go see Donna. Donna then informs him that all of the crops that they have left are all gone. Every one of them. They lost the first half in the storm, and now they lost the second half. And after this, a whole bunch of town people bum rush Tin Shan's house trying to get some food, and that leads to Randall trying to steal the goat. After he steals the goat, we see Victor come to Ethan's defense because the goat is actually Ethan's friend, and he pulls the gun on Randall, about to shoot him until Boyd can get the gun away from him. After this, we see Boyd and Randall. And Randall says, "You have no idea." I think he's talking about what happened to him when he was locked up with all the other people being controlled by some type of demons. While they're in the woods, we see Jim and Kenny run into these voodoo statues. As they run into the voodoo statues, they then run into a small village. We've seen this same village in the trailer. They go outside into this village, and it's Jim's idea for them to stay in this village because they're figuring that Boyd most likely got dragged when he got dragged in a tent past this part, so he didn't know about this part. So why keep walking, go to somewhere else when they can all just chill right here and then just pick up the pace from there. Tabitha then, as we see in the trailer, goes and sees the priest. While she's there at the priest, she spills everything. She tells the priest everything. She tells about the creatures, about her son Thomas. Thomas is brought up, but she figures out where Victor lives from his lunch pail because his address is in there. After this, we see Elgin, and Elgin is having a dream, but we don't know he's dreaming until he's talking to him, until Tilly says, "Is that her?" when he's talking about the chick that's been following him around or watching him the whole time. And I'm telling you from the beginning, I told you this when I first seen it, and I believe it more than ever, this is definitely Fatima. This could be what results in Fatima's pregnancy. She might turn into this monster. Remember I said that. Remember I made that theory up. This is going to be Fatima, I think. After that, we see Boyd and Tin Shan and Donna come up with a plan. It's really Tin Shan's plan to plant smaller amounts of crops in different places and see if all the soil is bad. Maybe some of the soil is good somewhere. After this, we see Tabitha follow the address. When she does, a car pulls up, and out of this car comes a man. This man recognizes the lunch pail, and Tabitha recognizes him as Victor's father. I told you from the beginning that this was going to be Victor's father. I know a lot of people saying it was going to be Eloise's husband. I said he was too old. Some people say he didn't look old enough, but this turns out to be Victor's father. While Jim and Kenny are inside the cabin, if you had the subtitles on, it says that there were footsteps outside. Now maybe you thought someone was knocking, but it was footsteps walking around outside. They don't show exactly what it is. They want you to believe that it's the monsters, but I don't believe that. I'll give my whole theory on that in a different video. Then we see the actual monsters letting out all of the livestock into the road. While Jade is talking to Boyd, Boyd goes to the window and he sees cows and everything else just outside in the road. He feels he has to save these animals to help protect the town because they don't have any food. So he goes outside. Jade follows him outside. He grabs the talisman, and it just so happens that it seems a lot of people are outside this night. I don't know why everyone is outside, but a lot of people for some reason are out there. We see Tin Chan, and he goes out there. And then Ethan looks out the window. He sees his friend the goat. He opens the door, and the granny monster is right there. I don't like this reasoning of why he would open this door just for a goat. I know he's a child. I know he's young, but I just don't like it. After they run out of the back of it, this is when we see Sarah do the shush and save them and have them hide up under into the bushes. Boyd is them just trying to drag all these cows and everything else back into the barn. And while he's doing that, Randall does give an alert. By then, it's almost too late. The monsters are already on them. And I'm telling you, they've showed a lot of monsters in their regular form in this opening episode, more than they've ever shown in any season. I think there's a reason for it. And I'm telling you, if you don't think that these monsters look like aliens, I don't know what you're looking at. Not saying that they are, but their look is. We then see the milkman monster cut open the cow. Jade gets shocked. While Jade is shocked, Victor comes to his rescue and drags Jade away. We then see the grandma monster going around hunting for Ethan and Julie and Sarah. And while she's looking around for them, that's when Randall flags them down, has them come inside the bus, and saves them from the night. I think this is a different actress playing the cheerleader monster than before. I don't know why they changed actresses, but to me, it does not look like the same actress. We then get back to Jade, Tin Chan, and Boyd trying to hustle all these cows back into the barn. Tin Chan is still out there with Boyd. Boyd tries to get her to leave, but she's like, no, we will do it together. As they hustle all these things into the barn, inside the barn, the monsters are already there waiting for them. This is one of the big scenes that we've seen in the trailer, and now we see it is Tin Chan that was inside of the barn with Boyd. And while she's in there, the monsters do say, you said we couldn't break you. We see him get handcuffed, and they just go to work on Tin Chan. And I'm telling you right now that this, to me, would motivate me to kill every one of these monsters. The fact that they killed this nice lady who feeds everybody in the town. We do hear Kenny say earlier, we can't just be on defense all the time. And I think that the killing of Tin Chan can motivate all these people in this town to actually get busy and start trying to bring it to these monsters. I think it may backfire on the monsters thinking they were scaring them, but in the end, it could galvanize all these people to go out there and kick some monster ass. Overall, I thought it was a tremendous opening to this season. I cannot wait to see more. It was great from start to finish. I said last season, one of my criticisms was the monsters were not scary. They bring back the scare in this episode. I said that they didn't kill off major characters last season, and the first episode, they kill off Tin Chan. It seems like this is going to be a doozy of a season, and I can't wait to get it popping with you. But I want to hear what you have to say in the comment section, so make sure you put your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be doing a call-in live stream tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell for notifications so you can call in, speak to me, and I'll be having guest actors from the show on that you can also speak to. So if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and of course subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.